Hey there, awesome fans. Earl from Awesome Gaming here, and we've got Baten Kaitos, Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean. But Earl, you're asking, you already beat the game. Why are we still playing this game? Well, like I promised, I'm going to show off what 100% looks like. And for that, we need to go all the way back up to my file that I have in slot number 1, a Thera. As you can see, it's got a playtime of over 400 hours, and I haven't really touched it since around Christmas time back in 2008. That was a long time. Let's hop into it. And as you can see, we're here in Aza Village. I don't know why I ended up saving here of all places, but I'm going to show off everything. So as you can see, even in my 100% completion file, I don't have everyone at level 99. I think I just kind of gave up on that task. But at the point that we're at, you can kind of see with the ultimate equipment that we have, like the Moonbuckle for Callus, etc., etc., you can kind of see just how big these stats get. You got Callus here, he's got over 7,000 HP, and he's got more defense than he does attack. Here we have Savina. She's just breached 6,000, and she's got over 300 agility. Mizuri, on the other hand, is a beast. She's got a lot of attack, a lot of defense, a lot of agility, and a lot of HP. Pretty much what you would expect with the Broken Birdie equipped. Shella, she has the highest agility of the group, 353. Even at level 71, that's still quite a lot. Kibari, he's pretty much what you would expect. He's the tank of the team. He's got the most attack. He's able to take hits. And Liud is Liud. Yeah, you can tell with how little I use Liud in the playthrough. I'm not a big fan of him. He doesn't really get a whole lot of good weapons at the times that you would need him, so it's not really my kind of character to use. That said, I'm going to look into the special combos. So as you can see, this has 141 out of 141 completed. This is required for 100% completion because there are certain magnets you can only get through this method. So the first off we have is the sun-dried wine. It is a combination of any kind of wine that isn't the sacred wine, and you combine it with any light flare to get it. Gives a 20% chance of confusion. The next two require the rice wine. It can be Japanese rice wine, it can be sacred wine, or even one of these two, and combine them with either a weak flame, which would be fire burst level 1 and 2, or a medium flame, which would be the large fire here, or fire burst level 3 or 4. And you get the lukewarm Weisswein, which gives a 7% chance to cure freeze, or plus 15 to your freezing resistance, or the hot rice wine, which gives a 60% chance to cure freeze and is plus 60 freezing resistance. These are kind of useful when you first have the ability to make them, especially the hot rice wine. They're generally not required for anything. You need one of them for a specific combo Magnus, but it's nothing to be too concerned about. Sacred wine we have here, as we've made in the past. You don't have to use sacred wine. You can use Japanese rice wine as well, along with the Holy Grail to make it. So that's just one way to make it. Rice, as I've shown before, the Crimson Oak Blossom actually counts as what's required for strong fire, which can also be replicated with Fire Burst level 5 or 6. So you don't need to have Shella to be the one to make it. You can have anyone to make it once you have the Crimson Oak Blossom. It's just that by the time you're able to make it, Shella is the best character to do it because she's the only one that would have access to any type of fire, The other option would be the small or large fire. Here's the extra fluffy rice that we had. Again, any type of fire works. You just need a charcoal. And then if you want to make deluxe rice, which heals 1750, you simply use deluxe charcoal instead of the regular charcoal. The way you make deluxe charcoal we'll explain when we get to it here in the special combos menu. Sushi rice is a decent healing item, but by the time you are able to make it, it's outclassed immediately by the sacred wine. It only heals 300 HP and has a 1 in 3 chance of curing death, but it can be used to give you plus 50 death resistance. Use it with any type of rice from the 3 above, vinegar, and a paper fan. Roasted squid heals HP by 1000. Usually by the time you're able to make this, it's outclassed by other things that you can make, but you use it by using a squid with any type of fire and a paper fan. The model boat. This is required for specific combos. You need lukewarm rice wine and the roasted squid above. Then you need the silent woman, which is obtainable in the field at a certain area. I forget where you get it, but this is what the silent woman is for. And then you use any kind of light flare after it. Deluxe green tea we went over. Green tea and large tea mug. You get probably one of the better healing items in the game. Wasabi root, as I said, young wasabi root and any type of dark flare. Deluxe wasabi root, take the wasabi root and any type of aqua burst or mineral water, and you get the deluxe wasabi root. This easily replaces sacred wine when you have the ability to make it. You have deluxe sushi, which you need the sushi rice, the squid, and the deluxe wasabi root. You get an item that heals 3000 HP, has a 1 in 2 chance of curing death, but gives you a plus 99 death resistance on defense. This item heals the most out of any healing Magnus, but it also spoils really fast. So it's not the best healing item in the game. That goes to something else. The Sweatband. This is a pretty decent Magnus to give you a huge attack buff. You basically combine the above deluxe sushi combo by adding deluxe green tea at the end. Here we have poisonous sushi. It's the same as the deluxe sushi, you just need to use a rotten fish instead. You can also use a charred fish instead of the rotten fish. With it you get a powerful darkness weapon that has a 99% chance of poison, but if you use it for defense you'll poison yourself as well. The karate headband is the inverse of the sushi headband. It's literally used to make poisonous sushi with deluxe green tea at the end. So these are all kind of related to each other. The karate headband, like I said, the inverse of the sweatband, only it boosts defense. Can be helpful, but it's generally not better than the sweatband. Freshly baked bread, if you have any wheat, you combine it with any type of water and fire, and you get freshly baked bread. Heals by 830. Usually by the time you're able to make this, it's only really useful for making whatever special combos you need to use it for. Beef jerky, if you have any type of beef or meat type Magnus, like the bacon, the fresh beef, ox tongue, etc., etc., light it on fire and you get beef jerky. Heals 500 HP. By the time you're able to make this, it's not worth it. Grilled hamburger, same combo as above, just use charcoal or deluxe charcoal in the middle, and you get something that heals 700 HP with ability to cure freeze for 2 out of 5 times. Again, not worth it. By the time you're able to make this, you can make the toasted rice balls. Melted ice cream, you need any kind of rotten meat, any kind of flame, and birch sap gum. This is obtained from the birch Magnus, the birch tree Magnus. It ages into this, and it simply becomes something that gives you plus 10 flames resistance on defense. Beef stew, if you take any type of beef, like this beef good, deluxe charcoal, large fire, and add birch sap gum at the end, you get something that heals 1200 HP with 99% chance to cure freeze. Might as well be 100. Again, by the time you're able to make this, toasted rice ball is better because it heals more. Cheese fondue we've gone over. You mix cheese with wine. You can also make it by using cheese, fireburst, and freshly baked bread. Green mold. The cheese Magnus will actually age into green mold eventually. You can get some of it early on by combining it with yesterday's wine, and you'll get the green mold. So if you want to start powering up your Chronos Heals faster, that's how you get the green mold faster. Code of Gallantry. This is a interesting Magnus. You only use it for defense to boost your attack, and you combine it with the salted sweet fish, Japanese rice wine, and squid. Deluxe Fireworks Set. This is a pretty powerful fire-based Magnus. Power of 145, 87 for fire, and it will induce the flames status. And if you use it for defense, it will give you plus 100 freezing resistance. However, it will become a dud bomb eventually. Make it with a chicken kebab, peanuts, and beer. The Strange Brew is a unique healing Magnus. It will not age into anything that rots out. It heals 1180 HP. Use it with Japanese rice wine, yesterday's wine, and beer. Strawberry Milk heals 750 HP and gives a slight attack buff. Can increase that attack buff threefold if you use it on defense. Strawberry, sugar, and milk. It's kind of hard to use this by the time you're able to get the sugar, because all of your milk will become cheese by then. Pretty Flower. If you get a flower bud and then use any type of light flare, it becomes a Pretty Flower. The Pretty Flower is the one that Liud starts with. Alternatively, you can use the dried flowers, which the Pretty Flower eventually becomes. Give it some water, and it'll grow back into a Pretty Flower. If you use a Pretty Flower with water, you get Root Rotten Flower, which has a chance of putting the opponent to sleep. If you use a Dead Flower with water, you simply get just another Dead Flower. Same with a Pretty Flower and a Dark Flare. If you want to combine your Pretty Flowers, just combine 4 of them to get this one. It basically increases their healing potential by quintuple the value and gives you a 50-50 shot of current paralysis, but also gives you a plus 100 paralysis resistance. You can also combine it with a Good Fortune, Sugarcane, and Bananas, or something else that is yellow. Bananas are the easiest ones to use. And if you combine 4 Root Rotten or Dead Flowers, or any combination of both, you get the Dead Flowers Magnus, 48 attack, 40% chance for paralysis. It's okay. The Cute Doll, it's obtained by using the doll and the Pretty Flower. Heals by 270 HP. The regular doll requires a Voodoo Doll with light, and we get that. The Crying Doll requires a Dead Flower with a Voodoo Doll. Induces a headache. Here we have a soft-boiled egg. Use it with the egg magnets that you can get in Gemma Village. Light it on fire, and you get something that heals 1200 HP with a 1 in 3 chance to cure confusion, 2 in 3 on defense. And then the fried egg, if you use a stronger flame, this one only requires a weak flame, this requires a medium or strong, and you get something that heals 1000 HP with a 1 in 3 chance to cure freeze, or plus 50 freezing resistance on defense. Generally, it doesn't matter which one you go for. By the time you can make them, you can make better Magnus. The Tongue Twister Rouge. This is a unique Magnus, can only be used by Sabina and Shella, and increases the max HP by 4%. You combine it with wheat, uncooked rice, and an egg. Frozen Tangerine, if you ever want to make more of them, just take an orange, put it with a chunk of ice, and it becomes a Frozen Tangerine. Do remember, a chunk of ice will become mineral water within 18 minutes of obtaining it, so you have a very limited time of getting it. This is what I alluded to in Gemma Village when we first got there. So once you get the cherries from the Ghoulish Skirmishers, you can combine it with strawberries, orange, apple, and melon in that order, and you get Pac-Man. Very nice cameo there. It's a pretty obvious one, considering this is made by Namco. Here we have the Fruit Sorbet. Requires any kind of fruit and any kind of ice. Ice sculpture or chunk of ice is pretty much the only ones that work. And you get something that can give a headache 1 in 3 times. Fruit tart, any type of fruit with a piece of sugar. You get something that heals 600 HP. By the time you can make this, you can make better. Fruit cornucopia, any kinds of fruit, including avocado for some reason, will create a healing Magnus that only heals by 340 HP. This is kind of useful in the early game when you have a bunch of bananas. After your green bananas become bananas, you can combine 4 of them and you get something that can heal pretty much your entire health at that time. So I would recommend it for the early game. Late game, hell no. Rotten cornucopia, get 4 rotten fruits and you get this 50 attack and 50-50 shot of poison. Seed of headaches always induces a headache. You just need to combine 4 frozen foods: vanilla ice cream, melon shaved ice, fruit sorbet, strawberry shaved ice. We'll be seeing these 3 later. We already saw this fruit sorbet. The dog carving is made by using birch with the sculpting knife. It has to be the sculpting knife, not any kind of blade. In Cal's weapon abilities will work. Only the sculpting knife. The pine tree with the sculpting knife gives us the monkey carving, and with the cedar tree, we get the pheasant carving. And of course, using any type of blade with any other type of wood, here I use a tri-Crescendo pen for the example, we get the branches. Any type of wood with water will give us rotten wood, a very weak attack Magnus. And then here we have Peach Boy with the 3 carvings, and we get treasure, which sells for, I believe, 20,000 gold. Strawberry shaved ice, if we have any type of blade with strawberries and any type of ice, we get something that induces a headache. Melon shaved ice, same deal, just with the melon, and it's a 50-50 shot for headache. Sea Bream, if you combine the shrimp with the fishing rod, you get a pretty okay healing Magnus. Fresh sashimi set, combine 4 types of fish, and you get kind of okay healing Magnus. Again, this is only really useful in the early game if you're able to get a lot of shrimp and skipjack. Otherwise, it's not worth making. And then for rotten fish or charred fish or any in between, get the old sashimi set. All it does is reduces defense by 30. The deluxe sashimi boat, the same thing as the sashimi set, only you use a model boat at the front, and you get something that heals by 1030 and a good chance to cure flames. Inversely, rotten sashimi boat, 4 rotten fish with the model boat, and you get a pretty powerful dark attack Magnus with a high chance of poison. Minced skipjack, if you take the skipjack, roast it over charcoal with some fire, you get a decent healing Magnus. If you have charcoal at that point, you can definitely make this once Sabina joins. Plum and eel surprise, if you combine an eel with pickled plums, you get a simple attack Magnus. Rice ball, any type of rice with pickled plums, you get the rice ball. Toasted rice ball, you combine the rice ball with soy sauce, which ages from soybeans and any type of fire. Charcoal broiled eel, take the eel, charcoal, and fire, and you get a pretty decent healing Magnus, heals 1300 with an attack buff. The mermaid's tear, if you take the tearless mermaid and a deluxe wasabi root, you get a powerful item Magnus that can reduce all resistances by 30 on the enemy. And here we're getting into the yell upgrades. So, as we've stated before, the Dud Bomb used 2 fire yells to make fire yell level 2. For Aqua, you need the Frozen Tangerine. Light is Sacred Wine. Dark is Evil Ashes. Green is Chronos is Green Mold, and Wind is Pot of Air. To upgrade the level 2 yells, you need to use 3. For fire, you use the Crimson Oak Blossom. Water, the Firefighting Metal. Eventually, the large fire will age into this. For light, it's the sunflower coin. Darkness, it's the primrose coin. Sunflower coin and primrose coin will alternate as time goes on. For Chronos, it is amber, which ages from the cedar tree sap. And for wind, it's the rainbow emblem. To upgrade your yell level 3s to level 4, which is the highest level there is, you need toasted rice ball for level 3. For fire, mermaid's tear for aqua, sun coin for light, dark coin for dark. Again, these swap each all the time. The forbidden fruit for Chronos. One thing you need to know is that the forbidden fruit will only stick around for a half hour before it becomes rotten fruit. So your timing for this needs to be precise. And for wind, it is the swan. The swan actually ages from the egg, but in between is an ugly duckling. So you need to have some eggs age into this before you can start powering up your wind yell level 3s. Love letters. These are unique. You need to use the Great Fortune with dried persimmons and green bananas to get part 1. Part 2, you need to use dried persimmons with green plums. And part 3, you replace the green plums with blue-only pencil. To get a Hateful Diary, you need to use a Bad Fortune with a fried egg and a crimson oak blossom. It says Hateful Diary 1. Believe it will age instead of having to make more of them. Here we have Lovey-Dovey Diary 1, similar concept. This time we need an average fortune, beetle, and frozen tangerine. Voodoo Doll can be made with an awful fortune, rotten grapes, and charred fish, or straw with any type of dark flare. Evil Ashes can be made with a large fire and any type of kind of bad paper, as it's classified. Mark of Death counts as such. You can also use bad wood as it's classified. Tri-Crescendo pen counts as that, as does the rotten wood that we saw up above. Dry persimmons can be made by taking any type of persimmons with any type of light flare. The firefighting metal can also be made by taking a small fire and using mineral water or any type of aqua burst to get the firefighting metal immediately without having to wait for it to age. The Goddess of Victory. This is what the Forlorn Woman and Endeavoring Woman combine into. It becomes a healing Magnus that heals 700 HP, 40% chance to cure everything, and when used for defense gives plus 40 to all resistances. I highly recommend if you need to make this, it's definitely worth it. Secret Recipe 10 requires all 9 secret recipes to be used in numerical order. Angelic Hair is made by taking the shampoo, the conditioner, and hair aftercare, adding some water, and then the hair dryer. Cursed Pitcher is made by taking the Broken Heart Pitcher and any type of dark flare. Prophet's Notebook we discussed earlier, Blink Notebook with the magic pen. Director's Notebook is the same, just with the Grumble pen. Unicorn Blowhorn is made by the unicorn horn and any type of blade. The Rainbow Emblem is made by taking the Rainy Emblem and any type of light flare. John Hancock's pen. We never came across a Pegasus horn, but if you use it with any type of blade, you get the John Hancock's pen. Using it alongside the divorce papers that we got back in, I believe it was the Nihal Desert Cave we got it. You get consolation pay, which is a nice way to make some easy money. I believe it sells for 5,000. The beetle is made by combining branches with the cedar tree sap. Grilled fish is taking any type of fish with any type of flame. Charred fish is when you use a strong flame, such as the Crimson Oak Blossom or the Fireburst level 5 or 6. I believe the Deluxe Fireworks set also works as a strong flame. Baked potato is combined by large fire with any type of aqua burst. Heals 2200 HP with 80% chance to cure freeze. This is actually a really strong healing item. If you want to make it, definitely go ahead and do so. I just feel the toasted rice balls are enough. Monolith Brochure combines any blank notebook with the Monolith pen. Inversely, you got the tri-Crescendo pen with the blank notebook to make the tri-Cres job offer. Stinky Beans, straw with soybeans. This is another healing item that does not age into anything that would otherwise hurt you. Fatty tuna is combined with avocado and soy sauce. Becomes a really powerful healing item. You can definitely make this if you want. Sea urchin combines custard pudding with soy sauce. It's alright. Heals 1300 and gives a defense buff. Definitely something you can definitely try out if you want to. Chestnuts, we've gone over before. Cheese with honey. Melon, we definitely know. Cucumbers with honey. Deluxe Curry is made by taking the curry, honey, and apple to make something that heals 1400 HP. Very, very good. Curry with rice. Take rice, pickled plums, and curry. Get something that heals 990 HP. Deluxe Curry with rice requires the deluxe rice, the deluxe curry, and pickled cucumbers. It's definitely a powerful healing item, so definitely something you might want to look into. Japanese breakfast. You take rice, stinky beans, and egg, and you get something that heals 2950 with a very good defense buff. Stalkers Letter is what happens when you combine love letters part 1 through 3 all together. Hits pretty hard and has a good chance for death. The Doodle Book, a blank notebook with either the red and blue pencil or the blue only pencil. Since the blue only pencil ages from the red and blue, it doesn't matter which one you use. And it's just something that reduces defense. Ice Sculpture, chunk of ice with the sculpting knife. Chicken kebab, as we've said, rooster, fibers, level 1, and paper fan. Alternatively, you can use the ugly duckling or swan instead of the rooster if you have them. Paper fan is made by combining rice paste, young bamboo, and rice paper. All in all, it's actually not that bad of a wind weapon for characters that need more. If you definitely want to make a bunch of them for Callus, by all means, go for it. Kibaru, you could use some as well. Strawberry jam. If you combine strawberries with sugar and give it some fire, you get a decent healing Magnus that is used in other combos, such as the Western Breakfast. You combine it with freshly baked bread, strawberry jam, and milk. Heals 1330 with the ability to cure sleep. Sea Urchin Surprise. Combine Sea Urchin with freshly baked bread. It's an offensive Magnus that does damage and creates a headache. Mark of Death, I went over. You use Voodoo Doll with either Beautiful Hair or Angelic Hair. Sea Bream Lunch. If you have rice with the Sea Bream, you can make a decent healing item. Beautiful Hair. The hair aftercare is optional in this combination. You don't need to use it. You can just use shampoo, conditioner, and the hair dryer. Hair aftercare is just an optional part. Vanilla ice cream. If you have beef, toast it and give it birch sap gum, you somehow make vanilla ice cream. Yeah, I don't know how that works either. Pet food. If you take any type of meat and give it a strong flame, you get a okay offensive Magnus. Charred meat. Take a meat Magnus, charcoal, and a strong flame with birch sap gum, and you get the charred meat. Ashes. There's really no use for ashes. It just happens when you burn something that's burnable. Deluxe charcoal. Doll of Lies. We never really came across this, but if you burn that with a strong flame, you get the deluxe charcoal. If you use a weaker flame, it just becomes regular charcoal. And then the Holy Grail, as we discussed, is the Monolith and tri-Crescendo pens. So that's all of the special combos. Now let's look at the Magnus Gathering. Excuse me. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of Magnus that we never went over back in our playthrough. So I'm going to go over those right now. So we may have touched on the Solar Saber. It's obtainable from one of the enemies in the Flame Cave, but it will become a regular old saber, just like how the Flame Sword becomes a short sword after an hour. From there, we have the Dirndl. This is Callus's best light weapon. However, it is a combo 3 when used for offense. Inversely, we have the Muramasa Blade, which is his strongest dark weapon. You definitely want to go dark instead of light with Callus. He has the better dark weapons compared to his light weapons. For Gibari, we have the second hand. This is the Chronos weapon that I alluded to before. We are able to get this from the Barb in Kokolith. That is the only area to get this Magnus. Here we have the Crystal Wing. This is the Magnus that we get from the Almanacs in Capella, the Garden of Death. And this is actually Gibari's strongest water Magnus that you can get multiples of. Because as you can see, Balgor's Paddle is the only other water Magnus that he gets. So yeah, we have the Spatula, the Mirage Blade, Bloody Vortex, and Rainbow Ash. We got the Firefly in there. Here we have all of Liu's weapons. I never really went over a lot of them. We went over up to the Veda Cornet. We got Saxo Flare and Astra Tuba, the Golden Bugle. We got Saxo Launcher, Glint Cornet, Hades Horn, Varna Horn, Agni Tuba, Ravana Pet, and Shining Trumpet. These are the strongest light and dark weapons respectively. As you can see, you get them from the demonic hands in Core Hydra. The Brahma UFO and the Vishnu, you only get one of each. Here we have Sabinas Weapons. There were a couple that we didn't get, like the Fire Drake Fists. This is obtained. I'm actually not sure where we get these, but like I said, you can get one from the quest with the little kids in Duke Carbon's Manor. Afridi Glitter and Mermaid Nails. You can get these from one of the enemies in Core Hydra. I forget which one off the top of my head, but they are her strongest fire magnets that you can get multiples of, and her strongest water magnets. Especially the Mermaid Nails, 70% chance of confusion is really good. And the Afridi Glitter always inflicts flames. That's really good as well. And if you happen to get some Frozen Souls, 50% chance of freezing, that's really good. Moving on to Defensive Magnus, I think we actually saw everything for the men. Yes, we did. For the females, I don't think we missed anything. Looking at it, no, we did not. Actually, we didn't get any Fire Drake robes or Robe of the Oceans. These are obtainable in Core Hydra. And then Venus Garb we got at the end. Here we have helmets. I don't think we actually ever got a flame helmet now that I think about it. We never saw the Skull Mask too, actually, which is interesting. Skull Mask is pretty much the same thing as the Sacred Helm, just for darkness. Aurora, Matokir. We actually never saw the Glacial Helm or the Prominence Helm. These are obtained in Core Hydra as well. Then you have the Golden Helm. Then hats for the ladies. Frostcap, as we mentioned, is dropped by the Zelmers in the Outer Dimension area. It is notorious for 100% completion. We definitely got a few Ghost Caps and Hood of the Highlands. Never got the Heldentums or the Birdwimples. These are also dropped by the Demonic Hands. Then we have Sibyl's Crown. Then we have all the shields. I think we saw all of them, actually. Yes, we did. There are all the yells. Here we have all of the holy artifacts, including the broken ones. So as you can see, Sword of the Heavens, since I never really went over it when we first got it, it is a powerful weapon Magnus. Attack of 188, defense of 153. But like all the other swords, it is combo 2 for defense. Here we have the escape. Here we have the 3 different cameras. Here we have the voices. As you can see, it goes up to 10% prize for voice 6. Here we've got all of the magic spells. We've seen them all. We got them all. Well, not really got them all, but you basically get these 4 in Core Hydra. These 2, there's no enemies that drop them, sadly. So if you want Wind and Chronos Blows renewable, you need to go for the level 5s. We definitely got every single finisher for each character. We just never got to show them off. But here we have all of the spirit attacks. So, as you can see, they are classified at attack 70, element 50. Like I said before, those numbers multiply based on Calus's class level. So at class level 6, they become 420 and 300. Here are all the auras. We definitely got all 6 of them and got them all up to level 6. Here we have all of the class level items. All of the constellations. Here we have all of the buckles. We actually never got the platinum buckle for Calus. I'm not sure where you picked that up, but here it is. Attack and defense boost of 54, agility boost of 36. I believe we got all of the... Yep, we did get all of the anklets. We got all of the creels. We got all of the earrings. And all of the barrettes. And we got all of the birdies. Here we have all of the field items, plain pastry, jumbo pastry. These are used in battle. Deluxe pastry, this is used in the camp menu. As we saw, HP max plus 120. Then we have Deluxe shortcake, boosts attack by 10. Deluxe cream puff, defense. Here we have Deluxe cookies, which boosts agility. Deluxe bonbon, which boosts vitality. And then we have the apple pie slice and apple pie full. And then wheat crackers, fruity gelatin, and chestnut truffle. Here are all of the magic beans that we get. You got death, sleep, paralysis, ice, flame, poison, headache, confuse. All plus 50 and all plus 100. They all pretty much do what they say, and they cycle through as time goes on. And now we're getting into all of the Miscellaneous Madness. So here you can kind of see how some of the evolutions occur. So you got grapes, comes rotten grapes, comes deluxe sweet wine, comes vinegar. Here you got uncooked rice, comes Japanese rice wine. Here we have Oakwood. This can be substituted for the Doll of Lies, because it actually becomes the Doll of Lies as time goes on. And that's for the deluxe charcoal. There is one other item that you can substitute these for, and that is the red oak weapon that Kibari has. Here we have rice and rice paste, sushi rice, squid, rotten fish. Pretty much all of these old magnets that we've seen. Wheat goes into beer. Silkworm becomes cocoon, becomes silk. Fresh beef becomes rotten meat. Birch becomes birch sap gum. Milk into cheese into green mold. Sugarcane into sugar. Etc, etc, etc. Got all these different dolls. Apple to forbidden fruit. Egg to ugly duckling to swan. Bomb to dud bomb. Here we have the green light, yellow light, and red light. These are, like I said, these are used as substitutes for certain things. Like you can use yellow light instead of the bananas for that one combination with the good fortune. Chunk of ice becomes mineral water. Frozen tangerine becomes orange, actually. Here we have Pac-Man. Eventually becomes Pac-Land, and then Pac-Mania. Pac-Mania is the strongest physical non-elemental weapon that characters can have outside of their own original weapons. And then here we have Peach, as we said, becomes the Peach Boy. Now, the Peach Boy actually becomes Wonder Momo, which is, bar none, the best healing item in the game. Heals by 2800 HP, 100% chance to cure everything. It gives you plus 100% resistance to everything. The only downside is that you need to have a Peach become the Peach Boy after 6 hours, and then 72 hours to become Wonder Momo. That is the only downside to this wonderful Magnus. Yep, the pine tree sap comes from the pine tree. Cedar tree becomes cedar tree sap. It becomes amber. Here we have incense, which I believe actually comes from the rotten wood. Treasure, bananas, and all the fish and all the food stuffs. Here we got Sunflower Coin, Primrose Coin, Sun Coin, Dark Coin, all the different fortunes. Intriguing Mystery eventually becomes Unsolved Mystery. If you recall, the Intriguing Mystery we got back when we got the moon buckle on the roof of Rodolfo's mansion. And then here we have all of the tarot cards, as I said before, full cause paralysis, HP max plus HP max 10%, cures flames, heals 2500, attack minus 30, cures paralysis, inflicts flames, defense plus 100, attack plus 75. Before we continue, I'd like to point out that the chariot is actually another design for the Iron Beetle. So, nice little touch there. Hermit causes escape, Wheel of Fortune causes confusion, Justice 150 attack, Hangman 120 attack and causes headache, Death causes death, Temperance 1 HP, Deathless Poison, Tower's resistance minus 100, Star is 1 HP and cures everything, Moon is cures confusion, Sun cures sleep, Judgment heal 2000 HP and cures death, and World all resistance plus 100. And here we have all these. Here's the Slight Debt, Debt with Interest, Snowballing Debt, and Debt Hell. If you want these, you need to just pick up one Slight Debt and then let it age into Debt Hell. Then the only thing is you cannot drop it like you can other magnets. You have to sell it to get rid of it, and you lose out on 5,000 gold. Savings book, savings with interest, shampoo, conditioner, hair, aftercare. Here's the rare action figure that we, as I pointed out, has Cosmos. Broken Heart picture becomes a nostalgic picture as time goes on. Chump change, like I said, becomes the vintage coins, which eventually becomes the Styx Passage coins. Simply, it's the same power as the vintage coins, only now it has an 80% chance of death. Definitely worth picking up a lot of, because they can also sell for quite a bit. Just they age pretty slow. More miscellaneous stuff. There's Jack in the Box, causes escape from battle. Magical Piggy Bank, Full Piggy Bank, which eventually becomes Broken Piggy Bank, which will sell for a lot less than both of these piggy banks. Heart of Air, Cloud Emblem, Rainy Emblem, which will go back and forth as time goes on. Rainbow Emblem, as we saw in the special combos. And Splendid Hair. This is the #1 reason why 100% completing this game requires so many hours. So you may have noticed that this whole file of mine has over 400 hours clocked into it, because the Splendid Hair ages from the shampoo after 336 hours. I'm going to repeat that. 336 hours. Divide that by 24, that is 2 weeks. The best way to get this is to just leave your GameCube running, or Wii, depending on what you're playing this game on, and just let it run, have the game run, and eventually the shampoo will become this after 2 weeks. And why do you want the Splendid Hair outside of 100% completion? As you can see, to reward your patience, all the game music will be turned on and made available for your listening pleasure. We'll be going into the music menu in a bit. Alright, more miscellaneous. I don't think I ever pointed this out. The Deluxe Pickles actually ages from the pickled cucumbers and just becomes more potent. Alright, so Lovey-Dovey Diary will age on its own, eventually becoming Lovey-Dovey Diary 3. Grants all resistance plus 75, really good. Hateful Diary will age on its own as well. For some reason they didn't stick the other two with it. And it's pretty much the adverse of the Lovey-Dovey Diary. And now we are here to the picture Magnus of each of the enemies. So you can see just how they all look in their photos. Magnus Guardian, Secret, Phantasm, Giacomo and Amy, Gelda Blame, got the 4 Centaurs from the Interdimensional Cracks. There's Galatea, one that we forgot to get. Goddess of Ice. There's Falon. There's Callus when he was evil. There's Agio, and you got Ungyo on the other side. There's Malpertio. There's the Wizard Shadow. All the sibling gods. Now we're going down to regular enemies. Eunuch, Striper, Magna Beast. You can kind of see just how different the enemies look from their counterparts. It's definitely a cool thing to look at. There's the Spider, Arachnia, Devilish Hands, Demonic Hands. There's Rotobus, Foito, Rulug, the Walkers, the Gagaric line, the Alaverum, Diablos, Voralbert, Vorleg, Wolgarb, Apollyon, Cursed Books, Filler. So yeah, for some reason they put the Necton enemies together here. Then we have more bosses. We've got Cavern, Verlocus, Ramplus, Fadro. They put Fadro and Sozana together, and we have more of the Imperial things. Slime, here's the Nunkai Ranchula, there's the Tentacle that we forgot from the Tree Guardian. Here we have the pictures of the party members. Here we've got the Maskless Mizuti. Here we have the rare shots. The rare shot of Mizuti just shows Mizuti adjusting their mask. If you somehow get this before that reveal, it does spoil the reveal. Then there's the Mega Rare Mizuti pick. Then here we have all of the Quest Magnets. So popular pickup line, which becomes outdated. Girls' Thoughts, we got Secret Information, which becomes well-known story. Pristine, Stagnant, Stoke Flame, Weak Flame, Power Milk, Cloud, Celestial Flower Seed. As long as we hold on to a Celestial Flower Seed, it will eventually become a bud and then a flower. Definitely something to check out. Fantail Duck Egg can become a boiled egg. We get this from that area in Como Mine with all the Fantail ducks. Got snow, we got lava, got pebble, got Seabrim Fillet to become rotten fillet. Got the Power Milk Yogurt and Cheese. Rubber Mud eventually becomes a chunk of rubber. Got the Carapace and the Nugget. Salty Water eventually will become salt. Lava will become a hot rock after 30 minutes, but then it'll become a pebble in like 10. There's the oil, the pressed flour, the mountain apple, the apple vinegar. This is what the Warrior's Memories will look like should you age the mementos. Golden Pickaxe, Dynamoro Crest, Picture Book, Adventure Novel, got the Dead Bluebird, the Naughty Novel, Rock Salt, Mirage Weed, Apple Wine, Nameless Flower, Explosive, Sparkling Snow, got Terrible Painting. There's actually 2 terrible paintings up here. Well, that's unpopular painting. My bad. Here we got the Delinquency Stone. We have a Roasted Bird, and then Maggot-Ridden Meat, which is what the Roasted Bird ages into. Then we have a Treasured Painting, which is what the terrible painting will actually evolve into it. And then the Family Tree. And finally, the music. So, I never really went over this menu because there really was no point to it. But it's basically a list of all the different music in the game. And when you hear the music for the first time, it will add itself to the list. The only exception to that are these final 6 songs, number 53 through 58. Because these all play at the end of the game. The Violent Storm being the final boss theme, and then Evil Meets Its End, Advent of Earth. These all play during that final last cutscene, including the credits theme. So these are what will unlock when you get the Splendid Hair. And here we've got Ruler of the Nine Skies. That's when you fight Malpertio. Survival of the Force. It's Core Hydra. Tower of Duraga. That's the Duraga. Shadowed and Detorn. Etc. etc. It's definitely a nice thing to look at when you click on, when you just want to listen to the music. Like, we've got True Mirror guitar version here. We've got the original Metallic Stroke, Doomed in the Netherworld. Flowing Clouds, Chaotic Dance, Rumbling of the Earth, all of these are the boss themes. Then you got Coolant, which is the end of battle theme. Then pretty much all of the other themes here. You got Soft Labyrinth, one of my favorite themes. Yeah, DK, this is that theme that I hate the most. Hollow Hollow plays during the Hollow Hollow Jungle and down in Gemma Village. It's definitely a great assortment of music. Definitely one of Motoi Sakuraba's best works. Not going to lie. And that is actually pretty much it. So yeah, this is basically what 100% completion looks like, guys. And I've pretty much shown how to get everything and where to get it throughout the Let's Play. So if you want to take on 100% completion, by all means, if you can find the game, go for it. I mean, I've done it, so can you. So thank you all. Don't forget to subscribe for more great content. And next time, I think we'll cap off this Let's Play by taking a look at all of the vocal talent for the game. So I'll see you guys then.